Rabotai, in Kerem Shlomo in Perik Aleph, in Otet Zayin, he brings down over here that when a person learns Torah, what is Torah supposed to do to a person? We all know that when you have metal, hot metal, you are able to mend the metal whichever way you want. That is the whole purpose of Torah. The Torah is there to be able to change us completely. So he says with Tachlit HaChokhmah, the whole purpose of wisdom, the whole purpose of why we learn Torah, it's only for Teshuvah Ma'asim Tovim. That's only in order to be able to do Teshuvah, to repent, and to do good deeds. He says over here, Tachlit Limud HaTorah hu kimo shekatuv b'Torah HaKahanim, L'ma'at lamed l'ira et Hashem l'kecha kol yamim. In order for a person to learn to fear Hashem all the days of his life. This is why you learn Torah, in order to come to fear God. V'chein kavu Chazal Masechet Kiddushin, Daf Mem Amud Bet, Ve'amru, and they said, Gadol Talmud shemivih l'dei maseh. Rabotai, great is learning Torah, which brings you to action, not just to learn and put a check mark. I learned today. The whole purpose of learning is in order to be able to change after what you learned. Ki gadol koch v'sigulot haTalmud la'avih et adam l'dei maseh l'kayem mitzotav v'chukav u'mishpatav yitbarach. Rabotai, when a person learns Torah, he has such great sigulot in order to be able to help a person, to bring him to fulfill mitzvot and all of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's laws. V'yirat Hashem tiyeh chofafet alav kol hayom. Rabotai, when a person learns Torah and then he's going to do what he learns, you have fear of heaven covering all around, basically like a cloud over your head. You can have Yirat Shamayim all over you all day long. U'kmo she'amru Ikar Rabba, ha'me'or sheba yachzerei lemutav. Rabotai, the light in Torah is going to turn you back to become better. Aval im chas v'shalom ein adam mishamesh b'talmudo l'tov lo u'litnaheg b'chol derchav k'ashet v'Hashem. But what happens chas v'shalom, a person that learns Torah, for what? He just learns, but not to change, just to learn information, history. Then he says, as chas v'shalom, then God forbid, ha-Torah naset lo kisam hamavet chas v'shalom. Then the Torah becomes like poison of death. A person who thinks learning Torah is just to learn Torah, just to check off that he did Daf Yomi, Mish Yomi, Torah Yomi, I don't know what they do today, Rabotai. If that's all the whole purpose is, and you're not changing after that, you should know this is why, unfortunately, a lot of us, we feel like it's the poison of death. We can't do it more. How long can Daf Yomi be? 45 minutes? An hour? How long can Mish Yomi be? 15 minutes? 3 minutes? 7 minutes? I want to see you do the same piece for 3 hours, Chazar, over and over and over again. How many of us are going to do it? It's up to you, but Rabotai, that's the truth. We can't do it more than 1-2 times. It's very hard. Why? Samamavet, because we don't want to apply what we're learning. We just want to say, I finished learning my Torah, you understand? I did Masechet, but I did Masechet this. Good for you, so what? So therefore what? Rabotai, we were walking the other day with me and my wife, and we saw, whatever it was, I'm not going to say where, a humongous, almost $6-7 million house, Rabotai. But the family is not together. But the mother is a very well-known person. The father is a very well-known person. They have all the money in the world. But there's no communication with the children. So what good is your reputation, your prestige, out there the world knows you, but your children don't even recognize you. They don't even want to listen to you. Same thing with us, Rabbotai. When we learn Torah, what are we doing for what? So we show, okay, I did it, Rabbi. No, you're not doing nobody a favor. You have to do it. You want to learn Torah in order to be able to change, to become a better person, to do what Hashem says, to follow His commandments. And that's what he says over here, and this is from this you'll know where you're holding in life. A lot of us want to know when we learn Torah, is it l'shem shamayim like we spoke about the other day? Is it for the sake of heaven? Or is it l'shem the money, for honor, to become a rabbi, for what we learn? So he says from over here you learn. How does one know that when he learns Torah, if it was for the sake of heaven, and if it was with fear of heaven when you learn Torah? Ha'havchana, Rabotai, the test is hu ech mitnaheg achre limudo beosko b'shar tzarachav. After you finish your learning, correct, and you go out to the real world, how do you behave? I'll give you an example. You just learn halacha. You're not allowed to speak bad about Joe and Shmuel. You're not allowed to curse. You're not allowed to look at another woman. Oh, that's beautiful, Rabbi. I didn't know that if you look at I'm honest, but I'm not even joking. The Rav Chaim brings it down. I didn't know that if you look at another woman, that in the next world you're going to be blind. That's unbelievable, and that's the emet. You're going to be blind in the next world. He said, "Wow, that's Rabbi, so beautiful, Chiddush." You walk outside, yo, Rabbi, look at that. What happened a second? I just told you, no, not Rabotai, because it's only information, boss. It doesn't become reality. And then, no, I'm telling you, Rabotai, I'm making it as a joke, but this is the truth. We learn, but we don't want to apply. What happens when you have to apply? Very simple. You have to change, and people hate change. People love comfort. People don't like change. Everything, pay attention. Kids, take iPad, take TV, take money, take car, take whatever you want. Just leave me alone. Let me watch my TV. Don't bother me. But that's the biggest problem, Rabotai. Spend more time with your wife, with your children. That's the real Shalom Bayit. And not do everything else. Just give them just to get away from them. And anyway, Rabotai, this is the real Hafchana. This is the real test, he says. The way you behave after learning. And to this we find Sha'achrim Matan Torah. Matan Torah is coming up about what? 3 weeks now? 4 weeks now. Right, like Ba'omer is coming up. After Matan Torah, Amar Hashem to Moshe Rabbeinu Olav Shalom. What did Hashem say to Moshe Rabbeinu after they received the Torah? Lech emor lahem shuvu lechem leElohechem. Go to them and tell them to turn back to their tents. Ki ratza Hashem levencham im kabbalat haTorah haya bechol levavam li'ira oti kol hamim. Did the test, he wants to see that when they accepted the Torah, was it that they're going to fear me all their days? Uluzot tzivah shuvu lechem leElohechem. That's what this he told them to go back to your tents. V'zot yeh kiur hamivchan al kabbalat haTorah im hayas lechem belev shalom. And I'll know if they listen to me when they accepted the Torah, if they're going to do exactly what I said. She'im titnahagu az bechol derchechem b'darchei haTorah. If then they're going to behave in all their ways, in the ways of Torah, then Rabotai, like the pasuk says, "Va'ayu ad-devarim ha'ela," right? And these words should be on your heart. Al levavecha tamid, on your heart always. Bein, right? B'shivtecha bevitecha, when you're at home, when you're lying down, when you're sitting. V'ata oseg b'tzarchecha gashmeim, v'hem belechtecha b'derech b'shavtecha v'kumecha. Rabotai, he continues all with this. All the pasuk in the Kriyat Shema that we say, b'shavtecha belechtecha b'derech b'shavtecha v'kumecha. Are you with Hashem, or are you by yourself, Rabotai? And that's the conclusion. He says over here, "V'zeu shamar David HaMelech olav shalom. Ma ahavti Toratecha." How much I loved your Torah. Kol hayom hu sichati. All day, that's all I speak about is your Torah. Ki havchana im ahavti Toratecha be'emet. How does a person know? He says, how do I know that if I loved your Torah in truth? Hu im kol hayom hu sichati. That's only if I speak about it all day. Ki shafilu sichati b'sichat chulin v'tzirchei haguv hu al pi haTorah. Why? Because even when I speak mundane speech, even the way I behave throughout business, it's only for one purpose. It's the way your Torah dictates to me, Rabotai. And this is the real Havchana. This from over here, you'll see, when you learn Torah, is it for Hashem? Is it with fear of Hashem? It's only one way you'll know. When you go home, do you continue with your shtuyot? Or you say, you know something? I'm changing as a person. Baruch Adonai L'olam, Amen, Amen, Rabbi Chanan ben